Really liked our week of prep. Came back from the break pretty focused, had some pretty hard conversations, got back to work, but really just self-reflected the whole break, staff included. You know, we asked our kids to do the same thing, but as a staff, we did as well. So I'm really glad the result was what it was, because after that week of prep, our kids needed to see what that could do.
I mean, you had 9 or 10 days off. Did you feel like there was some rust there to get started today?
Yeah, I think so. A challenge just at halftime to get more on the bounce. You know, I didn't feel like we were celebrating each other. We weren't talking as much as we usually are. And usually that gets us going. And so at halftime, the conversation was, one, our energy needs to come up. But two, because our energy is not up, our production is low. And so just challenging us to get to paint more. And we came out in the third quarter right away, getting to the paint and cutting hard. So, we got to it in the second half. I definitely liked our second half better than the first.
Why do you think the energy was low in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sad. I think it's not playing for a while. I think we went without 2 today, so trying to figure out rotation with a different lineup at the start. I think it could be a number of things. I also think that at the end of the day, it's maturity. So our kids are prepping for MAC, and we've talked a lot about MAC. But we might have gotten too far ahead, you know. I don't know that for sure. But I do know the conversations this week have been about MAC play, and how do we use this as our last practice to go into MAC play. So I don't know where our kids' head were in the first quarter.
How nice was it to be able to get to the foul line almost 30 times?
Nice. That's been in the conversation. We're letting our opponents shoot way too many free throws, and we're not shooting enough. So it sounds like a simple thing, but obviously a lot leads to both. And so how are we being really particular and meticulous in our movements to the rim? And then how are we being more disciplined on the defensive end? So, yeah, free throws is something we're going to continue to talk about. The more that we shoot and the less that they shoot, that's the game.
And for the most part this year, you really only had 3 scorers, and today you had 5 scorers in double figures. You know, how important is that to find some more balanced scoring with the team?
I might be greedy, but I think we can have 4 to 5 every game. You know, I've said that since August. I don't even know what 4 or 5 it would be. You know, I think that for the first time since we've been here, we've had 5 kids on the floor that can score. And it's a benefit to us, you know. And so I think us starting to see some of that helps. Obviously, we go without Sierra today, and she's also another potential one that could be in double digits. So we have a lot of weapons on the offensive end. I don't know if that's our issue. It's more so defensive rebounding.
And then last question, non-conference is over, heading to MAC play. Is this kind of give you a chance to reset but also just get excited about conference play?
I don't know if it's a reset. I think we've talked a lot about what does our progress and our progression look like, what does our process look like, and I think using every game as a practice has been what we've talked about all year. You know, and so I don't think we have to do anything different. We just have to do things better, you know, and so tightening those things up leading into MAC. Again, I say it all the time, it's no diss to our opponent, but I am solely focused on what Miami is doing. And so, yes, we're going to do our research. We're going to scheme it out. We're going to do all those things as a staff. But from a identity standpoint, who is Miami going to decide to be? And when we decide to be really good, we're really good. And when we're unfocused, we're not. So it's a battle of 2 teams right now.